morning everybody and welcome to ShortSalePowerHour.com. This is Diligent Kevin, I'm Diligent Fred, and it's Wednesday. We're Group 4610 and we're here to talk short sales today. If you missed our episode on Monday, you have no idea what I'm talking about with the Diligent piece, but you should go back and watch it because it's definitely more powerful than anything we're going to make up and say today. What?
It's true. Hey, today we want to talk about seller objection, right?
Yeah,
we want to talk about handling seller objections in the short sale process.
Can I tease them for a minute?
Sure.
First of all, you should come to Short Sales Gone Wild because we actually go through the top 10 seller objections.
Yeah, and if you're watching this as the video is released, you still have time to get to Short Sales Gone Wild in Spokane.
Yeah, or tomorrow in Seattle. Absolutely. Or Friday, September 30th in Phoenix. Or coming to Colorado and likely Minnesota in October.
Not likely Minnesota. We're coming to Minnesota.
We're coming to Minnesota.
And
Dang
Colorado.
It. We're making it happen. It'll be on the calendar soon. So hey,
we're diligent.
Here's the deal. If you're not going to make it out to a Short Sales Gone Wild, we are actually, well, if you're really nice, maybe post below if you would want this, but we're considering videotaping it and offering it as a product.
Well, yeah, because we're not going to go to every city in the country.
No, so we know that it'd be more expensive for you guys to get on a flight and actually come out to places we're not going to be. So, you know, we'll put it out there for a reasonable price. So if you're interested in that,
$999 or something.
Yeah, something like that, under $1,000.
Okay, cool.
So here's the deal. So one of the objections, and I've been hearing it a lot recently, it's a kind of a mentality that's going around in homeowners now. It's, well, I don't really want to list my home until I have a foreclosure sale date because I want to be able to stay in here as long as possible without making payments.
I can't stand that.
And I've just heard that it's better not to list till I have a sale date because, well, again, like I'm cheap and I want to just stay in my house and mooch off of it as long as possible. But you better get the short sale closed when I do come to you with 90 days or less to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that irritates me the most of all the objections.
And not every homeowner does this, but it does, you know, irk me a little bit, the homeowners that do.
A lot of people do this on purpose, and I'm not saying we're not going to help those people, because we do help most of them. But here's the deal. In the short sale game, in my personal opinion, my viewpoint is the shorter the time period you give yourself, the less likely you'll have success. The more time you give yourself, the more opportunity you give yourself for success in closing the short sale. So I naturally want as much time as possible. I would like to list the property the day before they miss a payment. Realistically, that's where I'm coming from.
Yes.
I want as much time as possible in the short sale and foreclosure timeline. Not to say that we can't help you. Once the foreclosure sale date's filed, we most probably at least 50% or more of all the listings we've ever taken actually already had a sale date filed or close to it. Mm-hmm. And so we can do that. But I just don't like the mentality of, hey, I'm going to sit there forever. And what that does is that tells me you want your cake and you want to eat it too. So you want a short sale because you understand the benefit over foreclosure, yet you're not willing to do every single thing that you can to help.
So you just hit on it. Here's the first way to handle that objection, in my opinion. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, what is most important to you in this transaction?
Absolutely.
And then you just be quiet. Okay? Did this the other day on Monday, actually. Driving home, talking to a client, and I said, what's most important to you? She goes, I'm so glad you asked. That was her exact response to me.
Wow.
Right? Like, and with that same tone or voice, I am so glad you asked me that question. So I said, what's most important to you? Now, and again, if you have, it wasn't this objection, but I was just asking her that question because I've gotten the habit of asking it
that's
to
an important question.
whomever.
That's to everybody.
But when you ask this question, you're either going to find out, well, what's most important to me is living off the land as long as I can without making a payment, right? Or it's avoiding foreclosure and saving my credit and putting myself in a better financial future going forward. And if the answer is on the front end of that, it's I want to stay in it as long as possible, there's honestly not a whole lot you can do. If that's their most important thing, then you know what? Okay. But if they remark anything to the degree of I want to avoid foreclosure, I want to keep my credit not too bad, I want to be able to qualify for a home again in 2 years, then you need to shift the direction to, well, if that's most important to you, then here's the best way for us to get that.
Yeah, I mean, and the only plausible answer is to list it as soon as possible.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, that helps them in all the other scenarios.
Yeah. And a lot of people have this idea that I'm actually going to be able to stay in my house longer if I don't list until I have a foreclosure sale date. That's not always true. In fact, some of the times it is, but what I've seen a lot more recently, and this didn't go on early in 2007, 2008, and even 2009, but last year and this year, more and more banks have said, look, this person never called us and reached out to us. They never answer the phone when we ask them for help.
Yeah.
You guys showed up with less than 30 days left with an offer, and you didn't even list their home until 20 days ago, and now all of a sudden you want us to just extend the foreclosure sale date. We know they're living there, right? Like, we've done our drive-bys, and you know what? Some banks, now not all, but some banks have gone, forget you.
Yeah.
No, I remember having that conversation with AmTrust, I believe, was one of the banks that I had that conversation with.
I remember a conversation I had with SunTrust last year on a home that foreclosed. I remember that phone call to this day because we were in Austin, Texas. I was so mad. And it was flat out, hey, no, sorry. We reached out to this person. We tried to help them. They waited till the last minute. We offered them help. We actually literally offered them lower payments. We tried to do this. We tried to put them in contact with an agent to do a short sale. They wouldn't do anything until the last minute. You guys showed up, and I understand your offer may be good and your argument may be good, but we have to cut our losses here.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's the whole other side of it. Is the bank making a good mitigation decision? No, they're making an emotional one. But the point is, it happens.
They're still making the decision.
So
though, they're the ultimate decision maker.
Yeah. So you overcome the objection by finding out what's the most important, and if what's most important has anything to do other than, like, I just want to, be a mooch, then you just switch it over, right?
Absolutely.
And you also bring up past experiences like we just shared. I would say those are the two best ways you can overcome that objection, is both of those things.
Yep.
Find out what's important and then bring up your past experiences. And if you haven't had that experience, then you can just say, my good friends in Arizona, they've had this experience, and I don't think it's smart for you to do that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Let's tell them Kevin and Fred said so.
Yep.
They're doing
So come back Friday. I'm excited to talk about Friday's video. By the time it airs, this may have all changed. I don't know. We're just going to have a little fun in possibility land on Friday.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour. Crush it.